We got to facilitate for our people, not the continual thing that they prepare to put our people in their concession area. If they can't demonstrate to me that they have performed on the first two agreements, and if they have not, why convincingly, I'm going to vote no. And in the Natl agreement, if Natl wants to take full control or advantageous asset to our area that will discourage other companies from coming, that national asset, I'm going to vote no. We got to think of the outside the box. We got to be futuristic in our thoughts. And we got to be deliberate and intentional about it. Anything you want to do in the country, somebody say in that time, a go by that time. That is why we never reach that time that anything was good.
Exactly.
Anything you want to do in the country, they say, oh, that thing is talking a good by that time. In that timely. As a result, nothing is timely in the country. You see how the country just in discipline, everybody politics. I heard you guys this morning talking about why citizens go do payment. That your business. That your business. People paying their due happily. Other people in different parties paying their dues, but they're not in line. They not put a camera all over the place to show that they're paying dues. But citizens are happy like that. Leave them. Citizens, like any political party, will want state power or won't come back to power. The only incentive to discourage them that performance by this government. In 2019, when I won the election by the blessing of the people, 2019 election was difficult for me. George, we are popular. Monserrato, his stronghold. Anybody he brought will win. 2019 election was challenging, but we won. So then I knew there was another election in for me. So I made 2020 election easy by what I did 2019. The first 2 months I entered office, we shook this country, and people were craving for 2020 to come. When citizens said, oh, you'll be the shortest serving senator, people were, in fact, people were anxious to extend us in office. We as a government should have taken 1 year to decimate CDC.
1 year.
We should have taken 2024 to silence CDC. But our performance is the reason why George we are doing video. And that's evil. Our performance is the reason why CDC believe that 2029 is tomorrow morning. So they let go pay our due quick. It was doing. You understand? It is our performance that make. Look, and I got to clarify this thing. Prosecution is not sentimental. It's not feelings. It's not partisan sentiment.
For sure.
You can't ask us to respect the rule of law, and when we respect the rule of law, then you think we're not doing anything. The prosecution of Samuel Twain and other former officials, they are in the court. The crime they charge them with, they are bailable offenses. And respect for the rule of law says when you charge somebody with a crime that is bailable and the person filed a bail bond, you can't deny them. Just because Samuel Twain, they're not in handcuffs as South Beach, does that mean we're not prosecuting? We're prosecuting. But we're respecting the rule of law at the same time. They are not charged with murder. They are not charged with treason. They are not charged with non-bailable offenses. All the acts that they are charged with, they are bailable offenses. So once you honor bail bond and the presumption of your innocence until proven guilty, you are exercising it. You can go to the political party headquarters. There's something to it. You can move around. What in the country, the LSCC send for people, citizens carry placards, citizens united to defend corrupt people. But who did they say government official corrupt? That the church can refuse nothing from corrupt government officials. We who in the churches, you not see any church shame us. Every day you hear on the pulpit, government official corrupt, the lawmaker, then jail for themselves. You not see any church or mosque refuse anything cheap. And I say, you have to corrupt one more money. You carry corrupt money. We don't want it yet. Cheap us win. You don't say that save us.
Vigorously for Madam Ida Congrowell, and we are live on Tableta City here. So drop your comment to show love to Madam Ida Congrowell. Just drop vote number 3. As on the Yaya Kolwasi, vote number 3 for Madam Ida Congrowell. She is number 3 on the ballot paper. So drop number 3. Tell us where you're watching us from. We're going to recognize you here. CK, thanks for following. You are watching for Kanta City. Thank you. Keep sharing.
Tiano Kowe Kapie, Koka Yidron, Pelewango,
Come official corrupt and they did that. You don't see any moral group say we say you're corrupt, we won't fashion for you because the way you're getting the money you're not correct. The whole society we just need to change our mindset. People can't go to office and deliberately decide that they will be bad. All day you open the radio, government official corrupt, you working in government, sure you won't pay all that corruption. And you pay all you in government, by the time you move on and say that one in office, you do nothing for yourself. I mean, what kind of country is You understand? But you see, prosecution must take place. It must never, I will never back malicious that you can prove beyond reasonable doubt that can convict somebody. Not because of partisan feeling, not because of emotion. It's just that you go to election, you can't carry your feeling of being cheated to the court. I think the court, I think they cheated me, I feel like I was cheated. No, the court, we charge people with murder, we charge them with treason, we charge them with non-bailable offenses. You understand? We charge them with appropriate crimes that we believe the crime that they committed. And those charges are available, then they file a bail bond and they also, when LCC send for people, investigation to take time. I don't want to advise our security people, especially state investigators and prosecutors. Don't rush to arrest people. Just because the public think it must happen, just because people feeling like it must happen, just because the sentiment is like it must happen. Don't rush to arrest people, because when you rush to arrest people on sentiment,
with no evidence.
any country, other countries, the day they can arrest you, forget it. They're going to charge you straight. They're not going to investigate you. Because they have done all of the investigation. The day they come, they issue rate of arrest for you, your warrant, and they're coming for you, that court down, they arraign you before court. What happened when the fire, unfortunate fire thing happened at the Capitol building? Start sending for photo, start photo then.
Yeah.
Because somebody doctor one video that he made long time ago and link it to the Sunny. And the police now pressing your interest. When you do that, you dilute the credibility of the criminal investigation. Look, and I'm not boasting, I'm not arrogant. I was in the prosecutorial arm of government for 11 solid years in our justice ministry. In criminal investigation, prosecution, whether civil or criminal, I've been involved with it. I was not sweeping for many years in the justice ministry. I was not in the maintenance department. I was a special assistant to the Solicitor General. And the office of the Solicitor General is almost like the law firm of the government. Every case that government is involved with, the Solicitor General has to be involved with it or knowledge of. They can get direction. So, criminal prosecution is not feelings. And we shouldn't just be running behind people because we must go after people who did bad to this country or who we accuse of doing bad. But before going after them, we must have the evidence. Because every time you don't have the evidence and you go after people and the law free them, then you think they either bribe the judge, or you think the court system is weak, or you think prosecution. Look, thank you, man.
Okay. Folks, there's no more time. We are out of time already. And thanks to the people calling him honorable.
You know the children, I let the children one of them. The children were just in Tara, it's not the honorable, forget it. For that, it's not the honorable kind of yellow. No, they respect. Anything yellow honorable. Then me, you got to having said that.
Okay, folks, we'll be back here tomorrow morning for Brain Edition. Thanks so much for coming, Mr. Darius Dillon.
Congo where here you can see the old man dancing with a supporter and telling then number 3 is the number to vote. Number 3 do not forget the number 3.
Good evening to all of you. Many thanks again for joining us on this wonderful Wednesday morning. It's good to be back here on this edition of the Morning Ride. To all of you joining the conversation, this is your breakfast info companion program that brings you all of the information at your doorsteps, in your offices, in your vehicles, your homes, your business center, whatever you are. Based on your timeline, we usually say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, watching us from across the world. You are settling with us again on this wonderful 16th day in the month of April, and the year stands at 2025. I'm with you folks this morning. The team is here as well. Nicholas Barkley is the man behind the camera, producing all of the videos and sound, backed up by alongside and the entire production team here. As we start the conversation this morning, at 8 o'clock this morning, we'll pay host to the Marry for Life Healing Center International. We're going to be talking about what are some of those things that they are offering and how we can get in contact, looking at the history of this identical institution. We're going to talk about that at 8 to 9 o'clock this morning. It promises to be great stimulative, very thought provocative as we walk the walk and talk the talk. And as usual, I have to shift the paradigm in all of our democracy. Without fear or favor, we speak undiluted truth, the very hard truth I say on this platform. With critical analysis, and your opinions and views are well respected, but what supersedes at the end of the day has to be facts. Welcome, folks. We'll take a brief to be right back this morning. hoping that the process will go on, where the democratic space will be created, that each and every candidate will have the space to massively campaign with all obstruction of violence, that we have one winner at the end of the day that will be officially pronounced by the National Elections Commission. Like we said, if you are dissatisfied, you've been urged to use the law that is on the book and not to use violence. So if you file in your complaint at the National Elections Commission after hearing officers and all of those people who will investigate, and you are still not satisfied, whatever outcome, the Supreme Court is there for your final judgment where you can take the matter there. But we like to say to all of you there, and we're hoping our folks will hear and respect the issue of the code of conduct. Officials of government who want to be involved into the election there in Nima County, respect what is on the book. You either resign, you ask for leave from the ombudsman office, and you might just be given information, but we don't want to see government vehicles and government officials who are minister, deputy minister, superintendent, mayor, director involved into this matter. Those things are things that we all spoke again yesterday. At least for this time around, the ombudsman is punishing people, and he said they will go beyond that, beyond the financial penalties. People with there will be some recommendation to the president for further action if people continue to be defiant, knowing for the way they should not do certain things and they are involved in doing these things. But we have said over and over, corruption have eaten the fabric of our society for a long period of time, and some of these allegations are yet to be investigated. But we see that most of the time, the ordinary Liberians will prejudice corruption cases when being investigated. They usually see these things as a witch hunt, but yet they cry about what belongs to the masses in the hands of other folks, and they take it and give little. In the wisdom of the president, when he took over as president of Liberia, and in order to retrieve what were allegedly stolen by past official of government and current official, to be given back to the state, because there are folks who are charged to lead certain institutions. They were taxed with certain responsibility, and there were reports of massive corruption at some of these institutions. Some of the individuals have been mentioned. So the president went on to establish the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force, headed by Councillor Edwin Martin, and they are working according to the den, even not just limited to Liberia, talking to other partners to see how best some of those things that have been stolen of Liberia, outside of Liberia, can be retrieved and brought back to this country that will benefit, and people who are currently in Liberia, who serve in the past government or currently serving and cannot account for the stewardship while serving in those positions or while serving now. Some of the properties that they own allegedly been bought by stolen money. So the asset recovery team is ongoing. And one of the presidents on that have been officially written for the full-scale investigation is the former chief of protocol to the former president of Liberia, Ambassador George Manawiya, and Fina Bondo. She is currently on a probe for alleged corruption shame, and according to the letter, I hope Liberians are following and listening, because most of the time when some of these things are done, she will be undergoing investigation into an alleged act of corruption and economic crimes. That's why the letter have said. But there are folks who believe that this is the witch hunt. She was written on April 14, and she been investigated for alleged role in series of transactions, according to the letter, involving the Anita group of candidates and its transport services as well, where you have seen and been all in the news for a long period of time. The gracious ride. We are told that she is expected to appear before the tax court on tomorrow, the 17th of April, by 2:30 p.m. at the headquarters of the Golden Key compound here at the Weekie Green in Painesville, to give a clear picture, because her signature is on 2 documents, and she needs to give clarity and produce all of the necessary documents that shows that these things were properly done and was done legally. So the letter, John Gully said, who is the head of the investigation and intelligence, where the chairman also approved, they are alleging that Madam Bono, while serving as public official, affixed her name and identity to corporate documents associated with 2 entities which are now under investigation for allegedly acquiring a fleet of Suzuki vehicles through questionable means. So you hearing that? She's been indicted. She has not been arrested. So people should not say, oh, but we all complain that we want to see a better country free of corruption. We want to see people who took allegedly government properties or money and built homes for themselves and acquire unexplained wealth that they cannot produce any legal document. So the task force, the responsibility is to make sure that we retrieve these things, and the space must be provided, an impartial investigation without witch hunting, and do the needful with the legal people, that we do not politicize it and get involved into somebody's matter. You see people and say, yeah, because you know, we're trying to politicize almost everything. Tomorrow, when the former chief of protocol is going at the Golden Key, where the asset recovery team is being hosted, we don't want to see people with placards doing battle cry and chanting to disrupt the ongoing investigation. Liberians need to watch. She will go there with a lawyer. She will be questioned, produce all of the necessary legal document that shows that yet indeed these 2 documents that carry your signature, corporate document, as a matter of fact, while serving in such a position, how did it vehicle, where all these vehicles were acquired, let's look at the legal system. What the company was actually legally registered or positions were just being used. Let's see the tax clearance, how this vehicle was acquired and brought to the country, through what mean, whether through the free port or through our border points. These are some of, because these are fleets of vehicles. The gracious Ra. A lot of people have been alleging and pointing finger that the former president is closely even associated with it. Initially, don't forget now, when the asset recovery team started, those vehicles was packed, and later the Supreme Court had a stay order on the matter, but later lifted it and have given instruction for, and the president had renewed the mandate of the asset recovery team. So the matter now is being open for full-scale investigation. Initially, people had this information, oh, the people witch hunting, the people, they're trying to take the people car, they're trying to do this one, they're trying to do that one. So Liberians and pundits are saying that a full-scale investigation, and it's not just limited to the former chief of protocol, it's to all folks who serve. They are investigating a lot of folks. And there are millions of dollars that will be restituted. There are properties that are outside of Liberia that will also be seized if you cannot produce a legal document that tells you you properly acquire these things through the legal means. Failure to do that, the asset recovery team will have no other alternative but to seize the properties, whether they will put it up for sale and money returned to government coffers, or be used as a public transport to help ease the transportation stress across the country. All of these things will be looked at. So the authority believe that the assets in question may have been obtained unlawfully, using public resources, prompting enforcement under the Executive Order number 145, which reaffirmed Executive Order number 126 by the President. These orders empower the government to identify and retrieve assets believed to have been illegally acquired by current or former officials of government. So it's not just limited to people who serve in the former CDC government, but there are folks who even right now within this government believe, or is reportedly that they all too involved into corruption, building condominium for themselves. All of these matters will probably be investigated, but we need to give the team the chance to carry on the investigation. We should not prejudice the case. We should not preempt. We should not conclude. We watch and make sure that we want to see an impartial investigation, that people will not see this as a witch hunt. Because our society is so gullible. Once we want to do some of these things, people say, oh, the people trying to witch hunt. But we want to see a free society where corruption or people who are corrupt are fully prosecuted or exonerated when they are not guilty, and will be fully certificated that, look, the allegation level against you, there is no proof to prove that you are involved into acts of corruption. So according to the asset recovery team, they have decided to investigate Madam Bondo after the Supreme Court of Liberia on January 14 denied a petition filed by Greatest Right. So the Supreme Court now has given the authority to say, y'all investigated people. Initially, the Supreme Court has stayed order, but following a thorough investigation, the Greatest Right team filed a petition, challenging the legality of the assets and property retrieval tax force. That these people are not legal, and the Supreme Court went through the matter. It took us almost over 6 months, and the Supreme Court looked at all of the legal aspect and said, no, but these people are acting legally, and the president has that power to issue that executive order. So the team must go ahead to investigate and make sure and forward who else would be found guilty for onward prosecution by the legal system of our country. So the company argued that the tax law was unconstitutional since it was not established by legislative enactment, but the court ruled that the petitioner lacked standing to bring a case forward, so they became in power as well. And during the court hearing, delivering the court opinion, Associate Justice Jemima Howard Wolcott stated that Gracious Rye could not assert constitutional claims on behalf of the third parties and failed to prove that the executive order number 126 violated any constitutional provision. That the highest court in the land, because the folks there said no, it was unconstitutional. The people were acting unconstitutionally. But look at, and the petition prayed for an order of the court declaring the executive order 126 unconstitutional. And the court said, you hereby deny, and it thereby so order. And that's what it says. So the ruling lifted a 9-month stay order that had put a pause on the asset recovery team. The entire operation, people say, oh, the people were proceeding wrongly. But the highest court in the land thought to look at this matter properly, and have now given that the president acted legally, and the asset recovery team can go ahead to investigate whoever deemed necessary or whistleblower have given information that, look, this person acquired this person got in the possession of government vehicle that they have not been able to turn over. So if you had government vehicles and were paying towards it, once you can produce all of the legal paper that indeed you've been paying, showing all of your legal document, you're free to go. You're free to move around. So they want to know and see, because it is a good thing that the public do not continue to perceive that people are corrupt. It's good that sometimes these people are investigated impartially, that we do not drag them and throw them to the wolves to be eaten and conclude that these people are corrupt. There are folks who earnestly work for the money. They could go to the bank, take loan, and get involved into business. We invest into other sectors, transportation, agricultural, and you can name all of those things. So they need to know now. So what's going to be happening on tomorrow? The petition has been filed by the Gracious Rye and his legal team, Councillor Michael Watkins, right, and Councillor Abraham Zizi. The lawyer argued that the executive order created an entity that duplicated the functions of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, which is said was only body legally authorized to investigate corruption-related cases, but forgetting to know that the president has that executive power to issue executive order, and the court and the highest court in the land have given a full-scale interpretation on this matter. But they are arguing that only the LCC should be involved into carry on some of the investigation. But the LCC is there for, not there to retrieve. So the asset recovery team, and don't forget, when the former president came to power, he himself established asset recovery. They were headed by Councillor Arthur Johnson. That was not legal. That was not illegal at the time. But this one, they are arguing that it is illegal. So the government, represented by Councillor Edwin Clark Martin, he countered the argument that the president acted within the constitutional power under Article 50 of the 1986 Constitution, which vests executive authority in the presidency. And Councillor Martin maintained that the creation of the asset recovery team did not infringe on any constitutional provision, and that the petitioner had no legal basis to challenge the executive order. So the Supreme Court have a ruling and have given the power to the asset recovery team after 9 months with a stay order looking at this matter to proceed. You know, we got too many things that we need to get back to Liberia. Let me say a couple of years and still continue to say the former president who is currently behind bars in the UK, President Charles Taylor, left Liberia with fleets of the Eagle, went to Calabash. We were told that some other things were taken. Are we concerned about having these things brought back to Liberia if we cannot see any proof that these things were privately owned and were obtained legally? Or we just try to leave it? Because we've been struggling over the period of time. Every time one government comes to power right after election, we always like we're starting afresh. And we do not hit the ground running smoothly. It becomes so difficult for us and how we proceed. You find people being appointed to position, no mobility, the necessary logistics to enhance the working are not available. You find you will not even find computer in the offices. People walk away with these things. Some other document for government functionaries will be taken away by individuals. Those who will take over for them do not even know where to start. Some other contracts in the middle of the contract. There is no document for government to see where to continue. Who are those contractors? Like you see in Nigeria, from the day of Sani Abacha, former president, the late, up to this time, Nigeria is still receiving millions and millions and billions of dollars from around the world in offshore banks. The government been talking with some experts, some international mediators, who are talking to other banks around the world where officials of government who served in the Abacha government at the time that was being seen as being very corrupt, where money was taken to banks and properties they acquired. Today, some of these things being auctioned, sold, and gone back for community services and other investing into the health sector. They even sat, the government sat with some other governor, some other parliamentarians, and negotiated with them. If you are willing to come forth and say, look, we have investigated you, we noticed that you embezzle around 50 million, what we will do, you will bring, if you do not want to be punished, you will have to gain a 40 million and we can let you go. So a lot of them didn't want to cooperate in that lines. So just part of last year, the United States government were able to return 50 million to the Nigerian government. And more money still coming from all around. There are folks who, when they acquire properties, some of the properties, the government, and other African countries. You see, we read about other people when it comes to the issue of investigating people and taking things away from them that do not belong to them. For too long, we have sat and watched how people serving in the public space acquire some of the properties, some of the wealth. We want to see people being prosecuted, but when these people are called for questioning, we put our political garment on us and go to stand to defend them. We are not concerned about these people clearing their names. We conclude that these things are witch hunting. Government will be involved. Even this government, after her time, the next government will still be clothed with that authority to also prosecute or investigate those who will be perceived to have been involved into corruption. Because you did not do it yesterday. And when people doing it today, some of the people who will not sit down quietly to understand will see it as wisdom. You chose to protect other people yesterday because of the political backing that people had. And another person who have come to power saying, I'm not there to protect anybody. We want people to account. Because this government came on the mantra of fighting corruption. And she under full obligation. Nobody got to beg, but she must fight it. And Liberia, Marie gave her status as a country at least to some extent, because there is no perfect government. You cannot altogether eradicate corruption, but it should not be seen as something that people are so fearless in doing and having no regard for the rule of law. We are putting people behind bars for $50 US for jacking people mobile phone. We're burning them in the open. But yet we are protecting those who should be answerable for the stewardship yesterday. One man would jack somebody's mobile phone, and you find an entire neighborhood will chase after that woman, beat him to death. But our mothers, our youth groups, our students will be paid to wear t-shirts with placard and go to protect some of these people when they are called for questioning. But we are now concerned to talk about pre-trial detainees. There are people who have overstayed, they have not been tried. Some of them have died. The prisons are overcrowded. But we take our intellectual strength and go to one LFA headquarters and say the president will move from there because he's now a Liberian. Those are the kind of things we claim. But you are not advocating for your professors and lecturers to get paid, your faculties to get paid. You are not advocating for the welfare of students who are in federal campus using the butchers to ease themselves, unkept billing. But you take few cash in the name of going to protest, in the name of going to advocate for something that has no benefit in your lives. These are some of the issues that we need to sit and watch the process. They call in the woman for investigation. They officially wrote her 2:30 tomorrow. Nobody put in cough on her. But you will find people tomorrow again will be wearing party regalias, singing song if on the fence there, and chanting battle cry. But these are the very same people who will cry that the country hard. That they cannot eat on time. But when people were given the position, we saw abuse of power yesterday. We still see abuse of power today. But who get it done? It's never late to start persecution for people, whether you committed it 10 years ago. Some of the folks who served in government in the past and present cannot even show you receipt for some of those things that they are in possession of what they own. Somebody cannot even show you a single receipt for some of the houses they built, those materials that was a part. Because some of them were in a position. You took telephone. You call Simengo. Send one trader. Because you're close to the power that be. You bring things at the port. They allow you duty free. You exploit government of the needed revenue to move the country forward. You will bring somebody vehicles, you will not even register them because you felt you're in power. But you will run after the motorcyclist to make sure that they register the bag and you show it. But certain cards will be in the public space for the issue of transportation will not be registered. But when you are up, that's the time you want to go do the needful. So all of these things, that's how the investigation will go. Let's look how you acquire these things. Bring your people. Get in contact with the company that supplied those vehicles. Through what means they got into the country. Whether you use Ivory Coast, the border to come through, you use Guinea, or you use Sierra Leone, or you came through the port, let's see as to whether you were able to pay on this. Because you cannot come with more than 200 pieces of vehicle and just bring it free. You know how much money we are losing if that's the case? So at 8 o'clock this morning, like I said to you, we will pay host to the Marie for Life Healing Center International. They're going to be talking about some herbs. You know, we have a nice conversation this morning. But in the meantime, these are some of the issues. These are something that we all want to see. And we're asking that the asset recovery team carry on a very impartial investigation and do not take side. And after all. And the tax force has, over the period of 9 months, comply with the Supreme Court stay order. They've been sitting and not been investigating, but been receiving power reports. So they have started on some of the reports. Because you see, corruption allegation, you must have enough proof. It should be substantial enough to authenticate your claim that true, that is, because it's not something that is done hastily. It must be able, and it takes a long period of time. It's not like just any other matter. Because if you do not have sufficient evidence or evidences against this person, you go to the court. What you take there is what will be used to determine as to whether this person is actually corrupt or this person is not. So the court will not manufacture any other thing. So the defending will have to carry what they need to carry. So the Supreme Court still order the asset recovery team were being very obedient to adhere to the rule of law, while a ruling now in favor of the team. They have settled the legality and legitimacy of the executive order issued by the president, in line with Article 5C of the Constitution. And don't forget, Councillor Martin is a former chairman of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission under the former President George Weah administration. He emphasized that the tax force will operate within the bounds of the law and the due process. He also urged individuals summoned by the asset recovery to respect the rule of law and cooperate fully with the investigator. Because if they ask you, they are asking you to fully cooperate, because we know we're into a political space. Today we know that we're into a political space. And once we're into a political space, sometimes because you want to buy public sentiment, you want people to feel that you're being witch hunted, you will not want to follow the rule of law. You'll be invited and you will not do so. When the police or the sheriff go to make an arrest, then they be resistant that they drag this person. So it's good that you go. These things are allegations. It's not proven yet. So when you cooperate, that's good. But if you think you will challenge because you think people want to make case against you and they got no proof, go and prove them wrong. Go and prove them wrong. Make sure that they see these things, that you are not wrong, and you can defend yourself in the process. So these are some of the issues that we need to say, you know. And let me say to you, Miss Haja Fatumata Sa of the Koto Coffee, today marks your birthday. Your daddy, Robert Sa wants it for you. So we'd like to say to you, happy birthday to you. And these are some of the issues. These are some of the issues that we've been confronted with on a daily basis. So our folks will be here at 8 o'clock this morning, and we have a lengthy discussion. We'll run up until 9 o'clock. Well, you'll be listening to the conversation this morning and following the conversation, knowing now that the former chief of protocol to former President George Weah, Madam Finna Bolo, will be answering questions from the asset recovery team on tomorrow with a legal team. She'll be there with a lawyer. And they are asking that all of those individuals who are under investigation to fully cooperate and not to resist being invited and honoring the invitation or request from the team. You can go. We saw that with Bishop Clay from the Roberts International Airport. It was being perceived, it was being reported that he was corrupt, and he was investigated by the LCC, and all of the claims, those allegations were cleared up for him. And following that, he was given his certificate that he was not involved in the corruption. Because it's good when you clear your names on some of these things. Because, you know, we've got this society where people are poor in the thinking. So when somebody says this person is corrupt or perceived or reputedly being involved in the corruption, because you wear one political garment, you make conclusion that the poor wish hunting people, but you live in poverty. You cry, you will not eat 3 meals a day. But when they go after people who they want to investigate, it's when you put your chest up to say you go to defend when you cannot even find food for your family, you cannot even pay your rent, but you want to defend somebody who reportedly told something that belongs to the masses, belongs to the entire country. Because only you need to live in a decent house, only you need to ride a decent car, you need to own properties. But you are not wanting to be in a position to answer some of these questions. It's just a pity. It's just a pity. We are clapping for people who are fighting people in other countries for corrupt act. Leaders are going to jail. Just in France, one of the most powerful political leaders. Everybody thought she was the next person poised to be president. But the highest court in the land has ruled that she's been banned for politics for 5 years. With suspended jail term, adult she'll be on house arrest and wearing electronic braids. Marine Le Pen for using 3 million for the European Parliament on her political parties. And these things are happening right in Nigeria. You read on these things, you're happy. But when it comes to us, no, people, because you protected other people yesterday, you think somebody will protect you today? So when you saw the need to protect people, so at 8 o'clock we will pay host, but let's hear from some of our callers what's your own take onto this matter before we take in our guests this morning. Call us on 0775 919 919 0880 919 919 at the number. Don't waste your time sending me text because I don't read it, I delete it. I don't read it, so you're wasting your time. Use that energy to call somebody or send somebody a greeting. So don't waste your time. Just as a come, I delete. You not in my class. So let's talk to other callers this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
When you're ready, you will call back. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning. Let me talk to this caller. Good morning. Let's talk to other callers. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Weekie Brooks.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Alfonso Big Chair, aka Red Power International. I'm calling from Montbartley.
You're welcome. Go ahead, sir.
My brother, I don't know. I just thank you every day for your analysis and your concern for the well-being of this country, Nigeria, one of the oldest independent countries in Africa, which gave birth to many countries that have gone far beyond us. And I one of the testimony of that. Liberia gave birth to South Africa, to Namibia, to Zimbabwe, to Ethiopia, to Israel, because Liberia was one of the countries that made Israel to be a country. But yet and still, we are still crying because of insincerity. When people have been trusted with power to perform their duty, they take it as a means of self-funding the state resources, and why the masses are crying and dying without food. So I just want to appeal to people who are being called by the African corporate team to cooperate with the team. It is an allegation. Go there to pay your name. It is not been proven that you are guilty. It has been alleged that you are corrupt. So go there and clear your name. There is no means for people to go and start defending, whereas they have no adjutant of truth of you being free from the allegation. So I want to thank you ever so much. May God bless you and bless the CEO, my own son and brother, Chris.
I want to thank you. You know, let's talk to other callers on the line this morning. Good morning.
Okay.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Okay. It is coming to give a prayer for Saga this morning. the number of work and the effort you apply to make that work better. People will classify as any kind of way they want to do. Continue to do your best for this country. When that work got better, it's not for you, it's not for your children, it's for every other Liberian. Thank you so much. Let people talk about you the way you work for this country. And let this government be able to work. If somebody told our poverty yesterday, I listened to you, you talk about the tax left on here. He can't hold on and think in Calabar. Our gold and diamond went to Calabar. Who got those gold and diamond? The other quality to go to work very, very high and go and find out those ties, those things that are so good here, who get it, who own it, and let that bro be all the benefits while that bro win. Anybody who is thinking that the other quality is a weak thing, they didn't think the way they think. But that bro needs to be better. You can't go to that bro for poverty and you teach them rich and other people get poor. Thank you so much for the topic this morning.
Thank you. You know, and this is the problem we are faced with, because of people in position today. They have denied thousands of people of things that they should have benefited, because people serving in position and don't care about the citizens or people that they should be serving. People die today because of lack of drugs at hospital. It's not that these drugs are not available, but because people took it. They think that the clinic should be much equipped than government-owned referral hospital. Some of you today, you go, you see, they say no beds. But you go to private clinic, you go to private hospital, beds are there, electricity, 24-hour running water and all of these things. You go to public schools, people who are serving in position, minister of education, assistant minister, deputy minister. Their schools are all running smoothly. Their schools will all be run nicely with air conditioned buses. But yet public schools, and you sit down, somebody will be advocating to see that your life change. Somebody will never even put one structure down because somebody denied you. You think the poverty in Liberia because we don't have the resources? Because we have perceived corrupt people who think that it's the order of the day. So they do not care and do not think about the ordinary people. Either because you live in Painesville or you live in Monserrate. What's about the people in Lufa? What's about the people in Maryland? You know what are some of those things that should have been given to them there, and today they've been denied? Good morning.
Good morning, Weekie. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Miwa. Yeah.
I know, bro. I'm Joseph Fremont. I join you from Broadway.
Welcome, Joseph.
Thank you. Let me appreciate you so much. What happened? You are low soya today?
I know.
Okay, brother. Thank you for the analysis this morning. You know, this country, we will just be like this, and we're not proving like we are close to get better. We're far from getting better. That's what we're proving. Like, for example, people who corrupt the system from time to time, if they are called for cautioning, and the same people who say they live on $1 per day, their children going to school, they're sitting on the blocks, their children moving on the road, there's no better road. They go to hospital, their children die, they are said die to hospital. Nothing in the country. When people who siphon this funding belongs to you, when they are called for cautioning, then you take placard against the people who caution them against the power that be the cautioning, that are trying to send the money back. Yeah, you don't read about America to Nigeria, they fit and all over the world. People who stole government funding, they travel, they extradited them back, and the money, if the property was sold in that country, and the money was sent back to that country. You're not hearing about all of these things. Therefore, every time when we invite, people will go with placard the protest. People will go with placard the protest. Why are you not protesting for people who does not have that benefit? The lowest man. Like his father went to Lanco yesterday. Today he's supposed to be getting that benefit for NASCAR, and NASCAR refused. They said no document yet, no this and that. And no matter what they do, they up and down, they go up and down. They cannot get that money. You have been protesting for these kind of people. Now for people who stole from the government allegedly, they want to caution them to get that money back so they can buy drugs for the hospital JFK and get seat bench for the children to sit on to go to school. You said no. And tomorrow when you come on your own side now, you want to protect the people. Why are you protecting criminal? Where are you protecting criminal? Meaning you are far from getting better than the other country. You get better than the other country around here. Then you stay lacking behind because of the attitude. Thank you all so much.
Thank you this morning, Jesus, for being part of the conversation. Yeah, you see, we want to see people persecuted. But when these people are called for questioning, we think that because we share the same political ideology, we should go to protect them. These things are things that should be investigated. And it's not just limited to that's why they say past and current officials of government. So if you think that the asset gravity only for the past government official, you'll be making a big mistake, because if you are into position right now and think that you can just afford government funds, intended for the people, and you will be protected, we will continue to expose the ills in society. We will continue. Other countries are benefiting. President Bill took over. You know how many houses the government of Sierra Leone today got in the possession? They have auction. You know how many money in the bank?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Chomsky. So, thank God this morning and good morning to your listening audience. Yeah, Weekie, I heard you and what you spoke of the rule of law. And what you said exactly is true. There's no respect for the rule of law in this administration under President Joseph Boakai. And you mentioned the issue of France. You know the reason for which that great political figure is going to jail? Well, there's no presidential interference within the judiciary. But President Boakai continued to interfere with the judicial process. Like what the bill of information that should have been read to the public and concluded impasse at the national legislature. President Boakai asked for 2 weeks. Why is he interfering with the judicial process? That's the reason for which you find for any time to invite someone, if people consider as political wishing. Once the president is independent or the executive independent of the judicial system, then you find people will sit and observe it. And you highlight another thing, the thinking of our people in this country. You say, indeed, it is very low. You are right. President Boakai was never the authority for this country, but people voting based on the fact 42 years experience. He is an older man. But see, the lack of their respect for the rule of law, the suffering of the people of this country. You know, it continue. The whole lot of injustice. And where are we heading with this 42 years old experience? They have been failed and the librarian are paying the price for it. Have a good day.
Thank you. All right. You see, then you come to think about this. If the legal people will sit and the president fight to ask for time reportedly, and they know they are the legal people and they were here to aid, is that violation? Because if the president making requests, they should know that the president might be in the wrong or he might be right, but allowing it to happen under the watch as the legal people, how do we drag the president into this matter when he proceeding rightly according to our legal people? The Supreme Court will allow these things and watch these things happen. We're all even questioning the president. We're all even erecting the necessary checkpoints to say, no, you cannot do this. These things cannot happen. Let me talk to other callers on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Brooks.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. I want to say thank you so much for your topic on the discussion. And let God continue to bless the Cool FM family. Well, I remain property defender, civil about in the joint district now, most of the country. Mr. Brooks, see the country, Mama Liberia, leaders come, leaders go. But we, the electors, and some of us, we will jump beyond people that will come with rhetoric, and especially opposition will get swimmer. The more opposition people get in Liberia, she consider sweeper. We come with sweet things to people that in fact will be eating 2, 3, 4 times a day. In fact, the thing another person doing will kind of will not see again. And I will
empower the word for our current president that there will be no business as usual. Today, I don't know whether the president is in control, especially the statement he made that there will be no business as usual. January 17, 2023, our president-elect, when communication key for Mr. Christie, with signature on it approved by President-elect, went to Stewart from Bournemouth, which is the boss of NACO. 400,000 were allocated for under SDU vehicle. Weekie, you are a journalist, please. What you can see the car anywhere parking? What you can see that car anywhere in the convoy of the president? Or you can find, we can see it at the maison of Liberia? No! There's a corruption that is going on the feet of the president, especially within the president's office. And the president is sitting so far, we are talking. But the president said that no business as usual. The president had investigation that came for King John. After people were killed, police killed people, no business as usual. And that thing is right on the president again. The president not said that. Now the code of conduct, the past president of this country, Jerry, you came in the same defensive policy, the representatives need to do. You must go for kill people.
Thank you. Let's talk to our callers. Good morning.
Good morning, Weekie Brooks and
Good morning, go ahead.
Thank you. My name is just Small, calling from the corner of Peace Island. Come on, call 540. I'll get it friend because like you know I pick up my call. Thank you. You know, in this country, like I always say, we, the ordinary people, have our own problem. We discussing as a recovery team to us that they got 17 major cases now that they are following the proceedings of the law. Because first, when they made our own things, they took them to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court had a case almost 7 months to 8 months. Supreme Court came out and said, no, the president have right to issue executive order. So you go to it regularly. After the court said yes, a customer Elon Maclamati, he was the head of the NSCC on the president, we are regime. So it's not strange to hear what he's doing. Now that they have come to do it regularly, they just invited Gracia Ra, the company, what have you. They are hearing people, oh, the woman, that only they, you know, I don't get. So because in La Bonne alone, there are many, she live in luxury. The less of Koji, the less of performance that we are going to get. Sometimes they are right here. They are family article in the better than I don't know why he said, well, that's what you call it. So they can lady like bro under the corner, he has 40 articles. Then they say we invited people. I hear important about, oh, they go, what you call wage horn. So you have all the life you live. The positive males, they get you peanuts. They get you telling out the whole protest. While they're telling benefit from thousands. Then you say you're going to defend somebody. Let me say, look, Martin, thank you. Papi. Though you're starting like this, you're in the right procedures. You're following the rule of law. Papi, that's not wrong. You're bringing these people to justice, now you brought the experts to help you in these investigations. Who can be my pa, my mama, whosoever that will be caught in the works, you have to deal with them. They are calling the minister, the husband for the we are paid. Some of the people are supporting him, they get some. He not telling them, they say, I'm going to because you're suffering. He not telling that. In the family, he did. Call copper. He not telling someone, they say, I'm going to because you're suffering. No. The government, you prosecute, you set the standard, you set the stage, where you leave. You people yourself, you will be on the tax. If you're found guilty, whosoever, the law will take your course. Because it didn't happen yesterday. It happening now. It goes straight to you. Right? When you see after 5 years, they say, the law says, you should be free to go. We will prosecute penalty, you get a strength. Mr. President, you get a budget and asset recovery team so that those are elected to our money that the senator says like I said, no, your family.
Thank you. Let's talk to our callers this morning. Good morning. Still waiting for our guests. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. This is the first or low minister let me commend the government on Liberia. And I pray that this how the reference document that will prosecute not only the post one in bars or behind bars, but they should also pay the money. No, they go around if it's true that Finabono being guilty of this, because that cars I was saying, one person cannot just own a car. There are people who are hands in the part of that car. So, no, this kind of people are never going in jail for 6 to 7 to 8 years for corruption. That is why you see corruption will just be going on, and nothing will come from all of it. So I hope that someone abuse, someone found guilty, someone go behind bars for someone 5 to 6 to 7 years. Corruption has become a disease that it undermines our risk, it undermines our development, it undermines our education. In fact, they are making some people who go to school, poor people who are children who go to good school, they are not going to good school because why? They are stealing our money, and they get it in our houses, that children go to school and they're not calling, they will come and set all our children. So, President Bwaga, that's some things more job on the September 17 were really campaign for the government to remove so that the government they come in and will take you to be a white chicken. So no, when you mess up, will you reel all your back? Thank you.
Thank you. You know, and this is the point. Like the caller said, you know, we have not seen people going behind bars for corruption cases that have been heard at court. You claim that you never going to allow the money for the public or the Liberian people money will not enter in the pockets of officials of government. That was said by former President George Weah. And we see that this president too have said that they will prosecute all of those who will be alleged to be involved into corruption, making sure that these things will be prosecuted up to the letter. We wait to see that. Because under former President George Weah, we have some cases, especially with the former Minister of Defense, Brendan Samuka, and his co-defendants. These are people who were prosecuted and found guilty, and they were sentenced to prison and were told to restitute the money because they said misappropriation of military personnel funds. And he said he took instruction from his boss, which was the former president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. The government who said she came to fight corruption pardoned these people, credited the people money to pay the AFS soldiers the money that was being cut from them while selling. How do we fight corruption when we are pardoning criminals and we stay for them, and we got people who have committed less crime by being behind bars for 10, 15 years up to this time and yet to stay in trial? But we want to see a better Liberia. How do we get the roads done when people are entrusted with millions of dollars to construct roads, and they will take the money and the roads will be substandard, and after a few months we see all of the holes, potholes all on the road. We go back to redo the roads. We got generator in the leeward counties to run our hospitals. We will ration the current. They will send money for fuel or gas. We will put machine that should be carrying 20, 30 gallons. We'll put 5 gallons. We'll put 10 gallons. And we're taking all our air. At the end of the day, patients are sleeping in darkness. When you go for these people to answer for alleged corruption allegation, then we go to stand to defend these people. That's what we do. We want to see people prosecuted. But when the goal for somebody, because you and this person are from the same political party, or the person lives in your community, you're from the same church, you're from the same town, and you say you go in solidarity. That's how we have treated this country, and we think that we can get some things done properly. And we think we can get some of these things done. We want to see these things happening, but yet we cannot get these things done as well. Let me talk to some of the callers while we still wait on our guests this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome. Let's hear you.
My name is Daniel Ansimana, call from Ralphie House.
Go ahead, Daniel.
You know, the case of the gracious right, an arrest was made first by the asset recovery team, and later on the this time around, asset recovery has gone again, reviewing the case, looking at it. We
Please be audible. We're not getting you.
Okay. We are closely watching the case. If this case is not thoroughly investigated, and if the asset recovery, let's say, the question right is found guilty, prosecuted, that our money will come back. I foresee one day a protest will be organized, honor the name, cry for our money, and people will go to Capitol building. Both people who stealing our, property, government property, putting it in their name, taking it, walking away without, punishment. I one day foresee a protest organized called Cry for Our Money, and the people march straight to Capitol building. The criminals to Capitol building, they are also,
Thank you. Let me welcome Ambassador. Good morning.
Good morning. And welcome in properly onto that again. Let me say good morning. And it's important, and more often when these actions are taken and conversations are held, let us do it with sincerity. I hear callers, this is bad, especially where Liberians call for certain actions to be taken that will help in the developmental process of the country. Then when this process begins, you hear Liberians then telling the institutions what to do, instead of then applauding the institutions of the actions that are taken. At a time, Liberians are there saying, well, about this case, people die in Kinjaw. I don't know. I don't know why we kept Peter Macaulay on the line. I don't know. And let me be clear. Like we always said, when we are discussing car, don't bring pastor business. When we're discussing issues, don't bring your own thinking inside. Then keep it to yourself. Land in your house or whatsoever you enter your business center and just do what you're doing there. Don't come on the radio. This is important. We want integrity in this country. We want justice. We want fairness. We want people to answer to their actions when they're in the positions. Let me tell you, even the Councillor Edwin Clamantin today, who is the head of the Access Recovery team, and he's there with all issues, he himself will put together tomorrow if he's careful. We will ask him tomorrow for his actions. So let him do it while they work the way it is. The LCC, those commissioners, Councillor Alexandra Cromanzo, we will ask all questions tomorrow. You were in a position, what did you do? You never dealt fairly with this matter. Why you never dealt with this punishment for you? Even the Joseph Human Walker, president of this country, we were asking questions. So, folks come, they want to discuss the issue, like what we just say, when you discuss a car and people discuss bicycle or discuss issue. Peter Macaulay, don't bring that your attitude on this radio. We are discussing what the development that come from the asset recovery. Then you talk about a car. We are not seeing where car being parked. Is that what we're talking here? Okay, confused people here. And this is the reason why you see your self-defense investigation in this country here. It's so serious. We are crying. Let there be integrity. Let there be fairness. Investigative process be done. Then there's an issue that arises. Then you're talking about whether we are seeing vehicle being parked anywhere around. Is that what we're talking here? Let's be serious. And that's how you people go and follow people. And to be fair with you, you will see that happening. You will see folks behind those people saying that our loyalty here. Our loyalty. Don't do this. And there are so many other warnings to this president. I will say clearly to the president. That issue where when there are investigation being conducted or there are issues, then you say you will keep it. We want 2 weeks. We don't want it. When it happens, it happens. Okay. We are not afraid of having anybody to be prosecuted in this country.
Sure indeed.
Even you, President Baka, if you do something that is not right to those people, like the investigation and prosecution, we'll prosecute you. We'll not let you go.
We'll have to continue with that discussion, but at this juncture, we're going to be looking at the Marie for Life Healing Center International. We understand the Marie Migard for Life Healing Center International, centralized management system capable of, decisions are well debated before finalizing institution. And there are a lot of things they are involved into helping to make sure that some of these things are well done. The institution is headed by an executive officer, and the program, they got business, they got fee manager, the office of the official head of the institution who the administrative and technical decision, the boss responsibility for all businesses decisions that help to promote the atmosphere of the institution, while the manager is the noise of the organization. And there are a whole lot of things the people are actually involved into it, before, we even started talking about the medicine, because before then herbs were being used, and today they're also consulting of the county supervisor who are monitoring sales of the Marie management of the Marie mega products, while the sales agent are responsible to directly the various Marie for Life Healing Center International clinical outlets. So when you look at it, it's the Marie for Life Healing Center. They conduct regular activities of the workforce. There are also other policies that are in alignment with those of national policy that protect records and regulate management action in terms of contracts and labor practices regulation. So these people are offering the whole lot of things that they are offering according to them. They are giving back to the chief executive officer. You understand, if you want to get in contact with them for your herbs or for any other thing that you think they can provide for you, you got the executive officer. The contact number is 0777 444 591. And we got the program manager by extension. You got 0773 565 253. And you got a business manager also you can reach on 0772 159 187. And the WhatsApp number also is 0777 44 591, or better stay 0772-159-187 and 0773-565-253. So, and you know, according to them, you know, when you look at some of these things, they say before the Western medicine ever surfaced in West Africa, traditional herbs, supplements have been used by inhabitants of the region, and we all know of that. You know, our traditional people, you know, they know how to put all of these herbs together. Sometimes it works much faster and better for the welfare of our well-being as well. So according to them, they talk about fruits, leaves, ropes, depending on the nature of the kind of sicknesses. You know, many of the locals suffering from different illnesses use these supplements to be cured from different types of diseases. Struck down by various, you know, diseases survive as a result of the positive impactfulness or herbal supplements. You know, herbs, Liberian, you know, we see a lot of herbs around, people drinking some of these things, applying it. It's the Chinese, the Indian, all of these people, you know, there are countries in Africa where they hugely believe in the herbal supplement. It's also crucial to know that the idea of using traditional medicine, and well, now they are operating in some other area, the Marie for Life Healing Center International, we are told, has so far been established in 4 of the 15 counties currently in Liberia. So you can get to them. We understand they are in the center in Vonjema and Zozo in Lofa County, Banga in Bon County, and Mosorado County as well. And the center hopes to test, according to them. There are a lot of things that they are offering, and they will continue to offer all of these things while we are here, while we're using the Western medicine, you know. According to them, like other herbs, or clinic in Liberia whose impactfulness are yet to be recognized by the Marie for Life Healing Center International, is an assurer of healing the sick from all kinds of diseases that may have the propensity to record fatalities or, you know, vulnerabilities. According to them, the idea, we are trying to tell you that these people, you read the numbers up, these people are healing people from a lot of diseases and illnesses that you have been suffering from for a long period of time. They are here, and the counties, they already available. We read all the numbers. You can reach out to them. They will be able to check you out. The idea of the Marie for Life Healing Center International, McCalling, was conceived several years ago. They came into business several years ago, having conducted a pre-treatment trial on individual ravaged by infection, diseases, coupled with success stories emanating from those treatment, those who were being treated as well. It was in October 2024 when the center officially registered with the government of Liberia and the departments and agencies responsible for accrediting professional herbalists and their institutions. So these people are well licensed, they are accredited, they are not just behind the same people or just doing quasi something. The government is fully in the know of what they are doing in the country. The Marie Amagat, as fondly referred to by patients and the general public, has recorded high level of success in the treatment of countless numbers of infection diseases, including diabetics, sexually transmitted diseases, growth, asthma, rheumatism, low blood pressure, eyes problem, ulcer, and all of these things. And these are some of the things that these people are offering us in Liberia. We're going to be talking about more for them, and you know, we'll talk about it more, keep talking, and it's going to be here for the next 1 month. You can reach out. the numbers that were read, but these are folks who are duly registered, recognized by the government, accredited. They are operating in 4 counties currently in Liberia. So all of these things like low blood pressure, you've been going to the hospital, all of the Western medicine you have taken cannot have not been able to help you over a period of time. They can assure you that they actually do these things, and these things have been tested, and there are countless success stories from patients they have treated over the period of time. So take advantage of it. You can reach out to them. We will call the numbers again before at the close of the program, and we will continue to have the discussion about them and tell you that they are here and your problems are about to be solved, just in case you are suffering from some of the illnesses that you have suffered so long and you want to see yourself back on your feet and knowing the kind of person you are. But they can be of serious help to you. The Marine for Left Healing Center International, they're in Liberia right now, and you can reach out to them. They will help you with your ulcer, your low blood pressure, sexual problem diseases, sexual transmitted diseases, all of these things. Don't worry, you got a family in Liberia now that wanting to help you in that regard. So we were talking. We'll continue with our discussion. We were talking concerning this issue of the fight against corruption in our country. We have all spoken about the issue of fighting corruption. We want to see that we are all free and people can account for their scholarship. And there are a lot of things these people offer as well. I see the Marine Miga, hot tea, and rub. So these things are used to help you. So when you reach out to them, they'll be able to tell you, they will apply, hey, you will be one of those persons who will be able to explain about some of those things, what they've been offering over the period of time. So they are here. The national headquarters is in Monrovia. We understand Zozo in Vonjiman as well, Lofa County. They also got another branch there. And people are going there and getting treated for some of these things that they are offering. So we keep talking about it, and we continue to see how best we can have discussion. And into business manager, you got a program manager, you got field manager, you got a secretary, you got county supervisor, and sales agents. So all of these people will give you all of the necessary what we're going to talk about. But this issue of corruption, allegation, and fighting corruption over the period of time, Nigerians have asked the government, interim, past, and present to make sure that we fight these things. Our neighbors are doing these things, and they are usually benefiting. But the other way around, in Liberia, we exert all of the energy and time to protect these people. And we cry that government is not making any effort in fighting these things, in making sure that people account for their scholarship. Because of corruption, we are still discussing farm to market roads. Because of corruption, our hospitals are out of drugs. Poor health sector. Our transport sector, very poor as well. Another car will bring you fast check, which is a regular feature on this program. Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday, fast check is always here. So we're going to keep talking about these things while we're looking at it, But with that said, it is, the government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Youth and Sports, we want to say congratulations to the government in partnership with UNDP. They have officially announced a $1 million United States for the National Youth Service Program. Before the war, These things existed for cadets, you know. That's how some of our officials today, you see, who are serving in position, and that's how they were spotted. The capacity were built, you know. They were being schooled and taught properly by experienced people who, at the end of the day today, some of them are the leaders of our country. In other countries in Africa, in other parts of the world, these are programs that a lot of young people are benefiting from. People who in the junior, senior year, or who have graduated, even a grade school student during vacation period, to help at least generate some funds to buy books, to help with their tuition at least, with the bags, relay transportation, all of these things. So it is a significant boost for youth empowerment in our country right now. So the Minister of Youth and Sports and his core team, they announced an allocation of US $1 million for the reintroduction of the National Youth Service Program. People will be going across Liberia. There are schools that need competent, qualified teachers in the rural parts. So when we have people going in the rural parts of our country, where we do not just have people being basing here, because we are not being able to attract the kind of qualified and well-trained teachers in the rural parts, because housing is a problem, electricity is a problem, medication to seek for the welfare is a problem. So at the end of the day, we are seeing them just in Maserati and other counties, just in Maserati, like Bombay, Cape Mount, Maidi, Grand Bassa. But we want to see people, the cadet program taking people to Sino, going to technical and vocational schools as well, better the capacity of other young people and other folks. You know, other program people who are in the youth service, going to clinic, government clinics, and giving support. So we're hoping that this will not just be something again used for somebody in an eating spot, but rather the $1 million with solid. Let me see that.
Everyone is watching from Riverside County. Thank you for following. Keep sharing. Kamara is also following from Mosuralo County, district number 13. Keep sharing, Kamara. Keep sharing. Live from Tapeta City, Manaide Congo, where and her captain hit Tapeta City this evening. Roland is watching for Kakata City, Makibi County. Thank you for following as well, Roland. Alpha is following for Grand Chile County, district number 2. Emmanuel is following for Sonny Kwale. YK is following from the United Arab Emirates. Elisana is following for Swetu, Grand Chile County. Green is following for Australia. Thank you. Keep dropping your comments. And drop vote number 3. As on the way, number 3 is the number for Manaide Congo, where as a means of supporting her, drop number 3. Number 3 is her number on the ballot paper. All right. I would do that. Alpha, I would do that. Gavin is following from Edward, Kingsview District, number 5 right. Aaron is following from Papolu County. Walker is following from Minnesota CDC community. Thank you. Keep sharing. Keep sharing. Yake Yapawolo Koluba is also here. coloring for Powerhouse Community, Tabata City here in Nimai County. Johnson, Ide Congo where is here. We hope you're going to come out and show your support to Ide Congo way.
Healing Center International offering lot of great herbs to cure some of the sicknesses that you've been confronted with. You know that some of these things are good, and you can contact them, you know, and you can be great and healthy again, and where you have not to worry, but they are here and offering a lot of other things this time around. So if you are there, let's make sure that you can take advantage of them, and they will also help you in the process. You can go there. In 4 counties currently across Liberia. You listen to the folks that who are talking about. Some of them are living testimony. Right now, some of them are moving, they fine, they healthy, and you can do the same as well. You can do the same as well. Take advantage of it. You got also some of you got also you know, sexual transmitted diseases and all of these things. So once you get it, you get there, they can certainly help you and can provide all of these services for you, and you can go there and make sure that you are healthy and moving and don't have to worry again. So it'll be good that we see all of these things and take advantage. They got a whole lot of testimony. There are a lot of folks, they got a whole lot of testimony for those who have tried them and proven to be well tested at least. We talk about, and these people are accredited by the government. The government have seen them. They are duly registered. It's not WhatsApp business or something on the side. The government said have taken charge of the matter. Government said no, and that's how government have given them the accreditation. Say okay, you can operate, you can go ahead, and people can go ahead and run things. So these are some of the folks in the country that we will be looking at some of these things continuously, but they are proud sponsor of the Morning Rap so far. So you can also be part of it. You can come and join us. We understand they got a tea. They ought to learn to try Marie for Life Healing Center International. They will definitely help you to be back on your feet. They will help you in making sure that you're also going away, low blood pressure, and all of these things, and it's going to be much better for you. So don't just sit there. It's good that you be part and parcel of the entire process this morning.
And you know, most especially Liberians, they are not accustomed to going to hospital. So it's good that you can take advantage of this process. Others have already done it.
Yeah, and
these are.
You need to bring them for all the try to.
Yeah, we have to display this thing here so that others can be able to see it. And you know, they got a code of conduct for this Marie Menka for life healing. So it's good too that you're aware of this process. They had a code of conduct that regulates the activities of its workforce. So they are a well-organized institution, and they are geared towards in helping Liberians about this. Unlike other herbal clinic in Liberia, this Marie for Life Healing Center have had their own impact in terms of success stories. Like you listen to the Jimbo there, others have been able to have their own experience with it. So it's important too that you try it. And it's also important for you, especially talk about you got joints pain and all those issues. And those are just some of the things that librarians are faced with. Imagine the kind of food we eat, the expired chicken and all that. So many times people fall with stroke, people don't have clear eyesight, another issue. So they have the tea in the rub. So it's good that you try this thing. But we'll be on this process for a month. As a matter of fact, the Marie Menka Hot Tea and Rub, the Marie Center Healing Center International will be our partner for this period. And we are asking you to join us in this entire process. We're going to show it to you. We'll have it on live and on a display. And we also want to be a part of this thing. If some of you have already tried it, you can also open the lines. You can call us and share your own experience. And for others who haven't tried this issue yet. So when you're about to serve it, especially they have a net weight of 100 G and they dissolve in a cup of 250 milliliter of boiled water, and at one serving and drink in the morning. It can also be repeated in the evening time to foster the healing process in you. So it's something that you can take in the morning and in the evening, and within a short while you begin to see some difference.
Yeah, and to talk about the mission is to work towards healing the sick, and the vision is to see that the sick are healed everywhere in the world. And so the Marie for Life Healing Center International has so far been established in 4 counties of the 15 political subdivisions of our country. We talk about, with some clinical outlets, whether in Vonjima and Zozo, that's in Lofa County. Then you talk about Ganta in Nima County. You talk about Banka in Bong County, and Monrovia in Moserado. The center hopes to establish other outlets throughout the country before the close of 2025. So they will go across the country before the close of 2025 and make sure that these things are done, and not just us who are just in Moserado, but other parts. They intend to make sure that other people may benefit from the services they provided. Yeah.
For the tea and the rub. And it's also recommended to drink it while it's hot. So in the morning, you drink it while it's hot. And for the rub, it's recommended that the patient rub the supplement on the surface of the body at night before going to bed. And you can repeat it in order to foster speedy healing in the body. And as a matter of fact, this treatment for disease that affect the central nerve system. And remember, like I said earlier on, more often for our setting here, we will try to go to the hospital, take medicine, and sit there and lie down. And at the time now, more often it is at the severe stage. We do it like sick after you have overcome your whole body. So it's good that you try these supplements that it be a backup for your body. So we are encouraging you to be a part of this process here, and you will have your own experience. So the Marie for Life Healing Center International in Liberia is a herbal supplement effective in curing tens of disease at one go. So when you take it in, search the entire body, making sure that you are healed. And like my colleague said, it is their hope and admiration that by 2025, by the close of 2025, they are all over Liberia.
Yeah, they said they're going to be all over the country by 2025. So you can take advantage of it, folks. So some of you who is suffering from some of these diseases or illnesses for a long period of time, you have spent a whole lot going to hospital, whatever, you can try them. They are here with a lot of success story. And you listen to some of the folks during the jingle that give their own testimony about what they too have experienced as it relates to trying these people. And they talk about the fact that they are folks who were well accredited by the government of Liberia, and so they are not just operating beyond the house, they are operating legally across Liberia. So we will be talking about that more tomorrow again. And we'll continue on about with that. And let me see, it's time that we go for fast check. This morning on this edition of the Morning Ride, Fast Check is a regular feature here on this program. Let's try to get you Fast Check. Okay, let's try to get you a Fast Check this morning on this edition of the Morning Ride on this wonderful.
Good day, our wonderful listeners, and welcome to the Fire Check segment. The segment debunks this information and it provides the verified facts of statements made online and on the radio. My name is Siawe Meapu, and today we'll be fact-checking claims made in the last couple of days. On April 14, Mosurala County Senator Ibrahim Darius Delon, he claimed in a Punch FM radio interview that the University of Liberia's budget increased from US 24 million to US 33 million in 2024 and claimed to US 35 million in 2025. Senator Delon made this claim while frowning at citizens' attempt to only consider parts of the budget for criticism. To fact-check this claim, we review the 2023, 2024, and 2025 approved national budgets with a specific focus on allocations made to the University of Liberia. In the 2023 approved budget, the university received an allotment of US 18.8 million. The budget outturn shows that the actual amount received by the university in that same year was US 30.2 million. While in the 2024 budget, the university received an allotment of US 33.5 million. The outturn for the same year shows that the university received US 33.8 million. Also in the 2025 budget, the university was allotted US 33.9 million and not US 35 million as claimed by Senator Delon. Based on this, we conclude that Senator Delon's claim that the University of Liberia went from US 24 million to US 33 million in 2024, and it now receives an allotment of US 35 million in this year's budget is incorrect. In 2024, the university's budget was US $33 million, which did not come from US $24 million